Hi, and thanks so much for joining me. Today we are featuring some more new Chanel. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. If you tuned into the last video, I did feature this palette, but today we are featuring number 378. And from what I sense from the feedback, more people seem to be interested in this one. And I also am featuring this new eyeliner shade 42 Gris Graphite, and I paired these two together. In addition to showing different levels of intensity with this eye, I'm also showing different looks with different lip shades. So you can see how that kind of affects the overall look. So let's go ahead and get started. I went again with this combination that I'm loving, which is the Water Fresh Tint in Medium Plus and B40 in the Sublimage L'Essence de Teint. I think it's the nicest level of coverage, a little bit of dewiness, but not too much. And then I just spot conceal where needed. Now previously we went in with this palette, which many of you commented there are similar things out there to what I already have. However, this is different from any other Chanel palettes that I have. So if you like something more sheer, I would go with this one, but this one definitely looks like it has more density to the pigment. I'm really curious because it looks like I'm looking at the viewfinder here, there, and it looks more like lavender than it does to me. It looks more taupey, but with a little bit of lavender. Okay, so actually this does look more lavender on. Interesting, it's kind of hard to pinpoint, I think because there's so much other purple going on that it doesn't look as lavender as it really is. It looks actually more gray. Thank you to those of you who tuned into, gosh, my last few videos. I don't think I've really responded to any comments yet because actually was it Sunday? I think it was Sunday? Saturday. We were supposed to go run some errands and I was getting ready for that, and then the package arrived, and then 6 hours later. So I decided to take Sunday off and take a break so I could see my husband for the weekend. And so we just ran some errands, went out to breakfast. Today's Monday, so this will post on Tuesday. So thank you for your patience. Sometimes it just gets so busy with the filming and editing. It takes a lot longer than even I think it should take. Okay, so pretty one and done. I love this. I would go in probably with something like Cassis. Do they even have that anymore? I've got to look at the new shades because I noticed, I think Celadon was gone. But this is really pretty. So I love this shade. Beautiful. Went on evenly. Nothing shimmery that I can detect. Really beautiful. Since this is deeper than this one and this one has more shimmer, we're gonna build this first in that exterior corner. Yeah, so after this, after I edit and post this, I'll go back to all of the lovely comments that you left. Thank you so much for leaving comments. I really appreciate it. And I do see the comments come in and I read them right away pretty much, but I like to put some thought behind my replies, and that's why it takes a little bit longer as well. I'm hesitating on this because it does have a little red, but let's try. So I'm gonna tightline, add mascara, and then we're gonna intensify. So for those who like more minimal looks, we'll stop here and then I will add on. I just checked, Cassis is still available, so that's good. And then I just added some of my favorite Chantecaille mascara, the Faux Longest Lash. So I thought we could go underneath with a little bit of this first shade as well. I think that cancels out a little bit of the red that I naturally have around my lash line. Yeah, let's try going with this shade, this dark gray shade, right along the lash line as an eyeliner. So I'm using the Chantecaille, it's an eyeliner brush. I'm just gonna press. And I start about halfway, like the midpoint here to the end, just because my eyelid space is kind of limited. So I don't wanna take too much space with eyeliner, especially towards this direction. There's less eyelid space there. Plus, when I do that, it kind of rounds out the shape of my eye. I want it to be a little bit more lifted though, so that's why I don't take the eyeliner all the way to the beginning of my eye. So that is the difference with a little bit of the gray as an eyeliner, and that's without. So it's subtle, but you can see the difference. Let's go underneath as well, just on the outer third or so, just as long as it brushes. So I'm gonna just stamp it. So there's the difference with the eyeliner on top and bottom. No eyeliner yet. Well, not eyeliner, the shadow that I'm using is an eyeliner. So let's even those up. Okay, next let's go ahead and add this shade. This one doesn't have like that red hue in there, and it seems a little bit more shimmery, but not super shimmery, like it's not sparkly. Definitely more shimmer, but nothing distracting. That's really pretty. I like that it cooled it down a bit. Really beautiful. There's a bit more blue in this one. That is really pretty. Let's go ahead and take a little bit of that underneath now. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on this brush and just go underneath. Yeah, I think I prefer it with a little bit more of that purple shade. Yeah, I like seeing both of these together. So you see just a little bit of that redder purple above, and then you see this closer to the eye. I've been excited to try the Gris Graphite, and I think I'm going to put it in the waterline. I haven't done that for a while. The only other gray shade that I have is Slate by Chantecaille, so let me just swatch them. So here is Chantecaille Slate, and then the Gris Graphite. Definitely more silvery. Definitely more silvery. So we're gonna add that to the waterline. Really beautiful. Now, just based on what I'm looking at, I haven't compared it, but it has more of a visible shimmer, something like purple chalk. It looks like that level of shimmer. Definitely more dramatic with this. Really beautiful though. Should we go above? Let's go above and just see what it looks like. And then I can always go over it with the deeper shade if I want to. And I'm actually placing it just above where I placed the dark gray. Actually, I like that because there's a little bit of sparkle, but it's just a little bit. I think that's a really pretty touch. A little bit of sparkle, but very minimal. And then we're going to go in, I just thought that this color is so pretty against this color. I like the two of them together. So I wanted to add a little bit more of this shade, a little bit higher. I am going in quite light-handedly here. Just taking the Raymore 6.5 and kind of smoothing it over. I like that there's that redder purple element a little bit further away from my eye, and then I like that cooler purple closer to the eye. Just clean up the edges here. Yeah, I definitely would have gone in with something like purple chalk if I didn't have the Gris Graphite, but I like that silver element in there. I think that's really pretty. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure I'm powdered well here. I'm gonna go in with blush. And I thought Rose Ruban might work really well with this palette. So you can see how vibrant that is. I'm gonna go really kind of easy with this at first. Just placing it here on the high points first. This blush is quite intense, so I thought we could go in with another blush. Now I have to find it though, hold on. Okay, I wanted to soften this a little bit, so I pulled for the new 68. This one has a little bit more of a glow about it versus Rose Ruban, so that's what I wanted to pull in here. So you can see how it just softened this. It's a little bit intense here and a little bit harder to blend. I love the intensity, but this is a lot easier to blend the color together. And then, as always, Blur Powder, Chantecaille. I did have questions about the other lipsticks that I tried and ended up not going with. I will get back to that with a reply, but it was Tendresse. If you're watching this, it's $4.96, and let's try it here. Let's see if it works with this one. So maybe we'll do a few different lip looks because I feel like that might help if you have preferences for lip shades. So this is Tendresse. It is number 496. I feel like this lip makes it very daytime, really pretty. Okay, let's see what other colors I have in here. Let's try a different one. This is a little bit lighter weight. It's Rouge Coco Bloom 124, Merveille. Okay, now this is if you want something bright. So this to me is really summery. So if you want something more vibrant, I think that brings out this blush color a little bit more too, in case you really like blush. So let me know if you like this. It just came to mind to try these looks with different lip shades that I have, because I think depending on what you're going for, it might change your lip color, and the overall look, I think, changes with the lip color as well. I think I know what I want to go with, but let's try a couple more. I had to go into my purse to find this one. It's the 118 in the Rouge Coco Bloom Radiant. I think this one's going to look really pretty with it. So this one is more cool toned, in case that's the kind of lip you're looking for. I think it makes it lightweight, but a little bit more serious, not as whimsical as the previous shade that I just put on. Lovely formula as well. Okay, now I'm going to add the color that I think I would pull for probably most likely. This is the Rouge Allure Velvet in 617. Okay, yeah, this is it. Okay, I think that is really beautiful with this. Also, I would consider, of course, again, 64 Exigence, I think would be really pretty with this as well. And if you love their liquid lip formula, I think that number 43 would be really beautiful as well. Actually, that might be my second choice, but I really feel like I like this look together. I think this lip and the finish makes it a bit more sophisticated. So much you can do just by changing the lip shade. And then I thought of this fragrance to pair with this look. This is the Chanel Boy fragrance. And I gravitate towards this one. It has that beautiful grapefruit at the top, a little bit of lavender. There's also a little bit of geranium, so a bit of that green scent in there. Not a very floral fragrance, so for those of you who don't love floral, this might be something interesting to look at. And I really like the sandalwood in there, so that woodsy smell is also very evident in this, but it's still very wearable. Very sophisticated scent. Oh, and I almost forgot to add this. I was going to add this balm. It's a multi-use stick in rosé. It's got some color to it. So I have one that doesn't have any color to it, but we're just gonna take some here and then dab it on for highlighter. Just for a little glow. I feel like since I didn't put a gloss on my lip, I would add something glowy here. Overall first impression, I love this palette. I wasn't sure about it. It didn't look very exciting to me when I saw it. It did look more matte online, but it's not. These are more satin shades here. That one does have a little bit more in terms of individual particles of shimmer, but nothing too distracting. And this one is such a pretty shade. I'd love to try that one as a one and done as well. In fact, I mean, I think you can do that with all of these. This might be a little bit harder to control, I think, but I feel like these would be also really beautiful. So overall, lovely, lovely palette. And then this eyeliner, I love it in the waterline. Usually if I put something with shimmer in the waterline, it's more warm toned, but in this case, I don't think I have anything like this. So I'm glad I picked this one up. And people seem to be interested in the eyeliners as well. So I did pick up 3. Let me know what else I should be picking up, because I did look at some of the other new shades, but I felt like they weren't things I'd used. But the 3 that I did pick up, which is Gris Graphite, I picked up the emerald one, and I picked up the khaki one. Those seemed like the ones I would actually use, but let me know what else I should be looking at. Also, I think this blush worked really well with it. Well, actually, this plus number 68, I think these two worked really beautifully with it. So if you want something that provides a little less impact, I think this 68 by itself would be nice, but I did like them together. And then as you saw, various lip options, but I think as I was applying the makeup, this shade came to mind. I couldn't remember which ones I had, but this is really the one that would be my first choice, just for the overall look. But you could see there are definitely other options depending on what direction you want to go in. But let us know if you picked up one of these palettes, both of them, what you think about them. They're totally different from each other. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And again, other eyeliner suggestions or recommendations would be great. But that's it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.